Thanks for joining us. Okay, so I have to choose my words carefully here. Yeah, I try to stay away from these subject matters, but it's kind of a big deal. So yeah, the U.S. is not looking so great. So it's going to be, um, I guess, Orange Man is going to be. I have to use those words. Oh, because we're living in a dictatorship. So you can't say what you want to say, so that's why I feel so free here. But yeah, Orange Man is going to be arrested on was it Tuesday? Uh, yeah, this looks pretty bad. It does feel. I mean, it's not the end of the world or anything like that. It does feel very serious. Now we'll see how it happens throughout the weekend. Who knows? It might get thrown out. I think it's possible. But the vibes are not good there. So yeah, there's some. I don't know. This is what you do at timeline. You're screwing with the timelines. And it's funny how who they're letting go free, and they're coming after him. So that shows if they can do a speedy trial, that's what they want, but they're not going to get it apparently. So it's not looking. It's not good. It's not looking good with the U.S. either, because we have wars in Iraq. We go after other countries, and now this country's tearing itself apart. With this, with the whole gender thing, it's just ripping itself apart. The banking situation, I will say more of the gender situation is getting kind of out of control. I guess you can say it's a good thing. They're not going to have much of a country after this. The way things are going right now. Yeah, plenty. This one has too much, or this country has too much plenty. So you see it's definitely a downgrade. But with Trump getting arrested, it's not looking good. But yeah, it'll probably look good for his campaign, though. Yeah. So if you can stay out of jail, they want to throw him in jail so he can't run. That's what this is all about, basically. But if they can't keep him in jail, yeah, he pretty much won the next election. So unless they don't try anything else. So yeah, and the Soros energy, I never felt like he's like a front man to all this. There's other energies behind him. And besides that, he's like 80 something years old or something like that. Is it like a corpse at this point? Age. Oh, he's only 92 years old. Oh, okay. He's just a youngster. Jeez, whatever. Yeah, it's like a bag of bones. He's always getting the blame for everything. She's like Biden's brother, basically. You go for a bag of bone dinner for each other, with each other, whatever. So the U.S. is not looking so great right now. It's so in corruption. I'm not going to channel that subject matter, but it's not looking good. I guess it's a wake-up call. I guess it's going to cause civil war. It's hard to say right now. It can. Yeah, Tuesday's going to, if they don't throw this out before Tuesday, yeah, that's going to be quite the day. And interesting, 9/11 happened on Tuesday also. So, the Soros energy is getting kind of fascinating. How it's always he's like the mafia blame. It's like that's all you got. That's the only one that wants to put his name out there apparently. But there's several other families out there that have more power than he does. Not to mention names, but those are pretty obvious. That's out there. Timeline shift energies. Yeah, we're going to some kind of like a paradox reality. So anything can happen right now. End of the U.S. We're already seeing that. Not that the U.S. is going to crash tomorrow, but it's not looking great. Yeah, the future is not looking great for the future. If you live within your means, but yeah, this place is not looking so good. Yeah, just putting Trump in jail for this. Of course, you have other like the Clintons, and you can go on down the list on that I want to just throw them all in jail. So, but yeah, the vibes are not. This is historic. This is a big deal. And so obviously I'm getting suppressed on YouTube as usual. What's new? But yeah, this is showing the true colors of this country. That's for sure. At least those that are running it. I imagine many in the spiritual community don't want to hear the U.S. as it's crumbling apart, but it is true though. It's just not fully down just yet. It's not fully gone. This whole was it the quantum financial system and all that? You're not gonna have much of a country here to enjoy your quantum financial system. You don't hear many predictions about the end of the USA either, but it's definitely losing its power. So like I said, all the whole gender situation that's going on, all the confusion that's there, and that's been weaponized, that's been manipulated. Now they're seeing this, so yeah, I'm not sure there'll be much of a country in the year 2024 at this rate. I mean, it'll still be here, but it's just unfortunate. So the Soros energies, there's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 other powerful families that's behind Soros. So it's not just that energy that's going on. I don't think the aliens are going to show up and save us. Doubt that's going to occur. Yeah, this is something else. This is definitely a big deal. Obviously, I don't think many in the spiritual community want to hear. But the writing's on the wall, basically. There's probably countries in Europe that are in better stand than the U.S. at this point. The banking system, if not that it's going to happen, but the U.S. really starts to fall, then the banking system will fall apart, no doubt. Not that it's going to happen, but I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I have to say that again, apparently. But yeah, the U.S. has to really, really decline big time for the banking system to truly fall apart. Yeah, because the corruption is trying to hide everything. They're trying to do other things, trying to be shady about everything. But with Trump being thrown in jail like this is not a good sign of the future. Let's put it that way. Yeah, it's the same thing as the Nixon situation. It feels like it's very similar to actually JFK. I'm getting more of a JFK vibe. Of course, he's supposed to drain the swamp, but he is president, and if he was actually draining the swamp, he probably wouldn't have been president for that long. So he can only do so much. And you say this is a psyop also from different elite families that's going on right now. Jeez. Yeah, welcome to the show. Jeez. So, but yeah, if they can get him in, if they can somehow get Trump in jail and keep him there, which probably won't happen, but at least that's what they say. If they can keep him in jail, definitely they don't have to worry about 2024 anymore. But if they can't keep him in jail, yeah, he pretty much won. So we'll just have to see what happens Tuesday. But it's funny how it's happening on Tuesday. I think it'll be like a Monday. Why don't I just throw him, or not? Maybe not tomorrow. Tomorrow might be too soon. But why don't I just do it Monday and get it over with? So anything we have between now and Tuesday, this whole thing can be derailed, and it's just another media event. We'll see. But if they actually do convict him and everything, which they technically did, but when they start, it's just not looking good for the U.S. It's just the same thing as this is our JFK time, I guess. Not exactly, but there's some similarities to it. Yeah, not all in detail, but you know. Oh well. So yeah, it's hard to connect to the aliens and all that when something like this is going on. We just watch a country fall apart. I think some are not believing that it's happening, or they don't want to think about it. They want to live in the fourth dimension, wherever that is, and that's fine. But yeah, the writing is on the wall, basically. So yeah, it's just the future. Like kids growing up here is just going to be. We're not living much for the future, basically. Not really. I mean, they'll survive, but yeah, if you want some challenges, you got some. It's definitely on its way. Jeez, I wish I had better news. It's hard to tap into aliens if something like this is going on. It's on a ton of common prep sessions scheduler. Uh, Even right now, I can't even think right now. Jeez. Shop here. I have webinars, social network behind the scenes. You have the archive, energy. I think that's it's pretty decent than what it was before. I haven't checked that. I haven't had time to mess with it today. But most of the stuff is there. So yeah, you can channel the aliens all day long. Are they going to just like, yeah, we're going to beam you up some quantum financial energies or something like that? Probably not. Obviously connect to, the positive timelines. And it's good that the truth is being seen. You're seeing the corruption here in the US, so that's good. It shows how they just don't care. I mean, this like statute of limitations on this thing went away. Like what? I don't know. It's like gone. So it just shows they don't care anymore. So yeah, I guess even the spiritual community has to go through its own wake up call. I would say this is this is one of them at least. So obviously there's psyops on both sides, but still, it's still messed up. I guess reality has to knock on your door eventually, right? So yeah, it's not going to be like the end of the U.S. completely. It's not like it's going to be depleted and gone. No, but this is what they do in third world countries. This is exactly what they do in third world countries. And if we're a full third world country, they just throw them in jail and not even care. If we have no evidence, we don't care. I mean, I'm feeling that's what they want to do. Now, if they do it, if they can't do it, they're obviously trying. But this is a third world country tactic. And you're seeing it right. Those that live in the US, you're having it right at home. So all the spiritual community energies, high vibration, even the secret space program. I guess you can blame the secret space program for this. I'm not sure how that works. Jeez. Okay. Maybe the delusion will start to deactivate and reality will start showing itself. Maybe. But yeah, you're definitely seeing the US. Some have to have it's not going to be the end like completely, but it's not great, obviously. Yeah, this is not good. None of this is good. I felt kind of something was up. I would say the past couple of days, and I'm seeing why. Yeah, it feels like it's rooted to this. I don't have dreams of Trump or anything like that. I don't think about this stuff. I don't care. Obviously, Trump's not our hero or anything like that. But there's something. Not to have a hero's mentality or you need this person, but there's things that this country should not be doing, and it's this. It just shows that it's in massive decline, though. So it's like they'll do anything, even if it's wrong. This is not good. None of this is good. None of it. So Soros energy. I know people here are probably not that big of a deal with that, but it's still, it's such a weird subject. It's like that's the puppet. I mean, obviously, there's like a Rockefeller energy behind it. There's, and so on. There's others, but there's some interest there. There's some. That's why it's funny. The bag of bones of Soros is so kind of fascinating. I guess they want to have to find a new villain once or just if he passes over, just say it's his family line. I guess. Do they want to be involved with this? They have to find a new bad guy, just like Bin Laden. So, I mean, that's pretty much what this is. It just is, we're just seeing it here. It's just different. But anyway, all right. So we'll see. I don't know what this happened to, man. It's like this is too messed up. I mean, looking for historic time. We have 2020, and now we have this. I mean, if they put him in, if they actually get him in there to mugshot him and everything, that's huge. This is a big deal, man. This is like America is now a third world country. I mean, literally. And people are not seeing it that way, but that's someone have to get out of their delusional, spiritual, fourth dimensional lost world and just not to get depressed about it. But it's like what's reality is reality. You have to come down from the fourth dimension and yeah, see it for what it really is. So yeah, there's a wake up call, I believe, for star seeds here too. That want the aliens to show up and all that. Yeah, not likely. I mean, I would say there's some aliens involved with this in a good way and a bad. I know the white hats and the black hats. Jeez, it's like we're living in a cartoon here. In that, it's like a Saturday morning cereal. So, and imagine we'll look back at this. It's like, who the hell's the black hats in the White House? Who was that again? Oh, it's a mysterious. It's yeah, it's whatever it is. Okay, all right. So I guess let's tap into some of the. Okay, I can tap into the deep state energy. How about that? I'm gonna tap into Soros's energy. It's whatever. It's just another part, a clog in the movie. You know, just another. Whatever, just yeah, that's the blame game. I tell you, he's not the only one. There's like five other families involved with this that don't want their names out there for obvious reasons. They'll come up with a new bad guy eventually, but I guess they're just gonna wear this one out. It's funny, his name is always blamed for all this stuff. It's just weird. It's like there's other wealthy families out there. Like I said, not to mention names. Anyway, okay, all right, we're going to the deep state and what timeline energies, or whoever needs to come through. You know, it's hard to, we're going through Earth, we're going through a collapse, and the aliens, what are they going to do? Take us, tell us to connect to our chakras and hope for the best. So, I mean, they can't relate to us. They're not here. I mean, kind of are, through their starseed energies that are here, but, they really can't. This is not their world. This is ours. So, all right, we'll go into deep state energies, and we'll go into the timeline, what's going on with the timelines. And yeah, just give a kind of like a timeline update, I guess, even if it doesn't make any sense. So, all right, blessings for good. Greetings. This is the consciousness of the deep state. So some are just getting desperate. As you can see, hot under the collar. They don't care. There are a lot of payoffs are happening right now for this type of indictment to occur. New York is showing. Well, New York is like the capital of the U.S., you can say, financially, but also politically in a lot of ways. So New York is kind of like the Grim Reaper in some regard of timelines. It creates timelines, it takes them out. So it shows where your elites are also. So New York is kind of like where your elites are to protect a timeline like this to be even created. So it's there's another word for it, but we can't tap into it. But it's it's the Iron Curtain basically. It's really the we can't get the word. The guillotine. It's like your political guillotine right now. That's occurring at this moment, at least career-wise, life-wise, But that shows where the elites are hidden. Yes, they don't want to show their face for obvious reasons. So all those people involved with this politically, the lawyers and all, obviously that's just the front people. And they really don't always know who's behind this, who's paying for it and all that. It goes back there's several layers with nobody. It's hard to find the paper trail. And when you tap into that, it's not exactly the best energy, as you can see. Yes, it's somebody wealthy sitting around doing nothing else. And they're just hard pressed for this to happen. It's not just for it's So for some, it's to get their name out there, even if they're not putting their name out there publicly. But it's like it's history, changing history. Yes, it's been in the works for quite some time. It shows how they're masters of this timeline, you can say. So look at it from different points of view. It's just that, they know how people are going to react to just, to see what, it's like you're in like an incubator. You're seeing, you're like in a science experiment. And obviously people living in this reality are feeling it. It's also a way for you to tap more into the outer realms. For some of you, you can open up more of your abilities depending on who you are. And see outside of all this, all the chaotic energies, you'll see more of the metaphysical side of it on different levels. Some are wanting to see it. Some obviously love the drama. And as you go into the galactic dramas, but reality has to show itself, and some aren't ready for it. Some reality is just too much. Just in case to the aliens, go to the higher dimensions. Reality is just too hard. There's a rather connect to other realms, secret space programs, anywhere but this world. and that's why they're here, and that's why some of them will come back here. Because I'm not fully healed the Earth test. Some of them will come back, definitely. They might just be yanked back here just like that. Because they live so much in the fourth and fifth dimension, they're not paying attention to their own world here. So it doesn't mean you have to be the best person and have, write everybody a greeting card or remember their birthdays or anything like that. But some do, as some of you know, some get so detached from this reality, they feel like they're not even here. So, yes, it's good to tune out. You have to know exactly what's going on in the world. That's fine. You don't have to pay attention to the manipulations. That's fine. But to just really tap out of this reality, which many are doing, it's like somebody has to like ring the bell to bring you back to reality. This is your world. There's something you can contribute in some ways, because many are connecting more to their star families, higher dimensional realms, and just zone out. So that's one of the reasons why this is occurring. One of them. There's many others, obviously, corruption, bitterness. I mean, you're here to bring in the higher dimensions, but some are escaping into the higher dimensions instead. They don't know how to bring it here. It's basically, it's hard to really tell anybody anything. You just got to figure it out. This world's here for a reason. You're incarnate here for a reason. And many incarnate and just ignore it altogether. And sometimes that has to get your attention to bring you back down. Like, this is why you're here. And there's some things here you need to face. Let's put it that way. Yeah, there's some obstacles, life experiences you're here to face, and some don't always want to see it. Greasy, the consciousness of your timeline realizes a neutral connection, not to be biased or any of that. There's a clutter going on. There are new timelines. Of course, there's always new timelines coming in, but there is it's also a lot of souls are coming here to grow up, to, mature. So wonder why the challenges of this world happen. It's like, there's an indictment going on. How many people can put themselves in those shoes? Like, what if the whole world's looking at you and wants to indict you for something? How many can actually handle it? Someone just freak out. It's like, wow, the whole world's looking at me. Not to say you have to look at it that deeply, but that's a strong energy, to be able to go through something and keep your sanity in some way or another. You don't have to be happy about it. That shows you what not that everybody has to go through that type of experience, but it just shows, you can come here to really strengthen yourself. Doesn't mean you have to have the whole world looking at you. No, that's like the extreme. And some that feel like there's quite an accomplishment. Yeah, the whole world is looking at me, calling me all kinds of names, and I still made it through. That's a big deal. Others would just go hide and go through mental anguish. So it just shows the soul achievement you can make here. It doesn't mean, like I said, it doesn't mean everybody has to go through that. The timeline frequencies that are going on, it's leveling out, meaning that yes, there is some deep awakenings that are going current. It doesn't mean the aliens are going to arrive on your planets. No, a lot of your aliens cannot handle this type of stress. A lot of your aliens can't handle the stress that you're going through now, and you're just in your home, we're just hearing all this madness. And it's like just that alone, a lot of them cannot handle it. So you're those of you who are galactically connected, you're assisting your star families and friends, yes, to strengthen themselves for whatever reason. Yes, it's not always going to make it clear why you come here. It's the mystery is part of the growth. Of course, many will have difficulties with that. Some of you came here to see how crazy this world can truly get. Just really watch it. No, you go through it too. It's like, wow, it's like a roller coaster you can't get off of. And so, of course, you've seen the history of the world, and you're going through your own version of this history currently. Basically, the universe also needs to go through this itself. It's like the universe is kind of cracking itself open, meaning that your Earth can find a way out of this eventually, out of all the turmoil. It just takes a while. And how it's going to go about it might not be how people predict. Like some people might get into a position of power, and yes, it might be connected to higher dimensions, and I don't know how you got to that position. Like become a leader when you weren't looking to be a leader, things like that. Of course, we might be talking a little bit cryptic to someone. So it just, this type of shift that's occurring, it might feel like an ordinary person one day, and now you're becoming more like a spiritual leader the next day, for example. So that's what type of shifts is going on currently. The timeline energy is all over the place. As for where things are going to go, we'll just let you figure that out. But obviously your star friends are always they saw this coming. Now some of them could not believe it was happening here. Some of them are just like, we've seen this before in different realities. So it's the thing, as a star being, you've seen this on other realities, maybe 100 years ago or some other time, and never always thinking it would ever happen to this reality. So there's different wake-up calls that's occurring within your alien groups. Of course, some of you can tap into that. Most of them have no idea what we're talking about. For your average human, there's going to be a timeline shift. And this is also a time where humans are going from one world to another, meaning, okay, you're on this timeline. Do you shift to another timeline where all this chaos just goes away? Or is it a timeline where all this just continues on? Some of you might feel like a version of you is on a reality that's very calm, and now you're on this reality for whatever reason that might be. Doesn't mean you zone out completely. It's not always going to make it clear that you went to another world altogether, but it is showing times like these when an event occurs, a lot of souls are coming in and going out more during events like this. Like someone experience, I can't wait to experience. Others like, okay, I've had enough. And then they go to some other Earth. Meaning they just shift realities, and doesn't mean they die. They just have a shift of reality. I know it sounds strange. Some do get kind of forgotten here, but they're just a regular person and just zone out and disappear. Missing person. Some of them go to another reality just because. Doesn't mean it's going to have a huge missing person population tomorrow. No. But it just shows that there's a timeline shift. Realize we're not speaking to everybody here right now. Only a few probably understand what we're getting at. This is a major milestone for the country, even the Earth, even the universe itself. It just shows that events like this can, you have a crisis, but then the country or the world can actually improve. Doesn't mean it's going to be this, but kind of gives you an idea of when it shifts to happen. And it's usually not always easy to predict. It's not always there to be, not always there to see it coming.